Hello everyone, welcome to my mom's channel. I'm Biscuit, and this is Simply Blessed Crafts. I hope you enjoy this beautiful video that my mom put out for you. Please stick around and watch till the very end. Happy crafting everyone. Hold on, got an itch. Thank you, please subscribe. Bye.
Well, hello everyone. DIY number 1. So here I am just taking a mold that I actually got off of Amazon, and I'm taking some of this DIYS clay, and honestly some of this has dried out and I'm really kind of upset because most of it, I mean, I probably could revive it because it's not that bad, but it's been a long time since I used it, so I need to start using it up. But I'm not too familiar with clay, and I need to start using it a little bit more. Anyway, I'm not too happy with some of these molds. I thought they were going to turn out better, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I actually made 2 sets of these, and I wish I would have made 4 because they're really thin. And I'm thinking that if I would have made two more sets, that I could have made the feet look thicker and maybe gave them a little bit more detail and stuff, and made them a little more formed. But I did work with what I had here, and I just kind of played around with it. Next time I think I'm definitely going to be playing around with this a little bit more, but it is what it is. I just basically filled them in and tried to make the bottom as flat as possible, but you can see here that there is no detail in them at all. Like, these definitely ain't no IOD molds. Like, there is no detail. So is what I did is I grabbed my little tool here. I also need to get some clay tools. I've noticed that too, but I got this from Dollar Tree. It's just I also use this. I'm just trying my darndest to give little details where the toes are and stuff. And then I go in with chestnut and a little bit of antique white and mix those 2 colors together to kind of give more of a flesh color, and I'm just gonna paint them all. And I do this all before it dries. I've heard it's actually better to paint clay before it dries so you don't get as much cracking. Granted, this stuff is a little bit thicker than some, and I don't think I'd have problems with that. But I do set these aside for now, and I just wait. I actually don't even let these dry before I glue these down to my project, but it turns out fine. But I definitely think I need them a little bit thicker for what I'm going to do. But anyway, I am zoomed in, so pardon me, but if you guys have been on my channel long enough, you do know what I'm doing here, and I'm going to make a little gnome. So I do use that jar just to pour in some rice. It's just a little easier. But I cut the sock off at the heel, and I just pour in rice, and that is that. The little bathtub I got at a thrift store for $5. I am grabbing some polyfill and stuffing that sock the rest of the way to make them a little bit more full. And then I grab a couple of little tiny rubber bands and tying off the top. And then we're going to lay them right down in the little bathtub. And I grab a little bit more polyfill just to make it look like there's some suds and stuff in there. I'm kind of playing around with this. This is the beard I decided on. And I'm kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. His body's kind of small for the bath, or the kind of big for the bathtub. So I wanted to make the beard appear and I was trying to figure out how I was going to make the feet and everything, and I should have made his body a little bit smaller, but then I didn't want his beard too big, you know, and all that, and yeah. But it turns out fine. I grabbed this washcloth. I got this actually from a thrift store as well. But, I mean, actually I think I've got it from a garage sale. I cut it in half, and I'm just kind of trying to fit it around his head, trying to figure out how I was going to do it here. I kind of wanted to, you know, wrap it like you would when you get out of the shower, you know, kind of wrap your hair. So I glue it down to the back, and then I glue that piece, and yeah, you kind of can see what I'm doing here. And then I just kind of roughly wrap it and tuck it down and back. And then glue it in the back. I glue it a little bit more. And then I'm going to glue his butt right down to the bathtub there. I'm going to fluff up his little beard and his little bubbles here in his bathtub. I'm going to add a couple more to the back of him. And now we're going to fluff up a little spot in his beard. You basically just want to get a spot to where you kind of move the fluff out of the way. And then you want to glue that little towel down to his little nose. And this is where his feet come in. See how thin they are, you guys? And I'm also going to have to paint the back of them. I didn't realize that was going to be seen as much. And that's why it was kind of more of a play on here. I didn't know exactly how this was going to turn out, because this is the first time I've ever done this. But I am going to have to go back in and paint the back of them, because I didn't think that they were going to be seen as much as they were from the back end. So I have not done that yet, but I will have to, yes. So it's basically I'm just gluing them down to the faucets, like he has his little feet up on the faucets. It looks better from the front. There you go. That's what he looks like. It's a finished product. You kind of get a sneak peek of the other projects back there. DIY number 2. So I kind of cut out the other, you know, the first part of it. Once you see how I do it, I've just filled the sock full of rice and polyfill, so you kind of get the idea. So this one, I'm not actually going to put a regular hat on. I do put that piece on there just because the mug was fitting a little too low, so I'm putting this on just to kind of prop up the mug a little bit. I got this set of mug and saucer from a thrift store. And I've seen this on Pinterest, and I've wanted to do this for quite a while. I picked out the purple because the flowers and stuff on the mug and the saucer, which you actually don't really see the saucer, are purple. They have a little bit of purple tint to them. So I wanted to incorporate that, which is kind of why his body is that color as well. This is another one where I wish I would have filled his body a little bit more. I cut the sock a little too short because his beard is actually hanging way too low. It's kind of flopping over on the saucer way too much, but we make it work. And he is actually really bottom heavy. He kind of tips the saucer over if you knock him around, but... And here I'm just gluing down his little nose again. And I do glue that little green part down to the hat a little bit just so it doesn't slide. And then I'll glue the mug down to the little top of his nose as well. I ended up getting the beard in there, though. Make sure you guys don't get that in there because it's a pain in the butt to get out. So watch what you're doing. So this is one that's a little new to me too. I've never actually done legs on a gnome before, but this one I'm doing. Oh, and I also shaved down a little bit of these feet too. These are still wet, Like I said, the clay is not dry yet. But because he's in the mud or sitting on the saucer and stuff, it actually worked out better this way. But here I am grabbing bits of that sock that I used for his body, and I cut it in half, and then I cut just a piece of fabric off of it, and I'm just wrapping it around some wine corks, and I'm going to use the wine corks as his legs. And I thought this worked out absolutely perfect. We're just going to have his little legs sticking out from his body, so his little feet will stick onto the legs. I had to glue his little butt down to the saucer, of course, to get him to stay. So he was kind of tipping over. So here, it's kind of out of frame a little bit, but I do put a little glue on. Yeah, okay, there we go. We got it in frame now. Just make sure you push it all the way to his body there. Make sure you get his beard out of the way. Like I said, this one's kind of flopping over too much, but it works out in our advantage because it covers up a lot of the back end of the feet. I still think I should have made them thicker. I am rolling a little bit of the fabric back on the ends of the corks though, so you can glue down the clay to the ends of it here. And then you just kind of fluff the fabric around the little toes. And you can add arms to him too, but I figured he didn't need arms. And there he just sits in the little saucer, and I thought he just turned out so dang cute. Look at him. Oh, so cute. DIY number 3, you guys. And since it's springtime, I figured we can make a little bumblebee gnome. These socks, I believe I got from Dollar Tree a long time ago. They're like knee-high socks. They're really long. I just cut it there at the heel, and you saw me stuff it. And here I'm going to use more for the hat there. Just going to find the perfect beard. I went with a yellow. These are some older beards. These are not ones that if you guys haven't seen my video that I just posted, I posted a video of the new beards that I got. This is an older beard that I've had. This is not a new one. If you're interested in ordering any of the beards that I have, definitely go check out the video, my recent video that I posted. Just gluing the little nose down. And I do glue the hat down back. This one we're going to add arms to. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but... And then I do find a good length for his hat. This is depending on what you want. It can, it depends on what you want for his length of his hat. I mean, it could be whatever you want. And then I'm just gonna stuff it. Depending on if you want a slouchy hat or not. I mean, you could leave it as long as you want if you want it longer. I kind of like them to be sticking up for some reason. I have done a slouchy hat before, but it isn't very many of them. I do have a little bit of bumblebee ribbon. I got this from Dollar Tree too a long time ago. So we're gonna add that to it. That's just to cover up the little ribbon, or the little ribbon, the little rubber band that we used. I use jute twine a lot of the time, but okay, so here we're gonna grab more of that sock. I'm just gonna cut a good portion. You can kind of just eyeball this, and then I usually cut this part in half, and then I just roll a little bit, and then glue that piece down and roll it to more. And these are going to be his arms. It's pretty simple. And then you're just going to stuff them right underneath his hat. And we're going to measure, we're kind of going to measure by the way, you know, by the way he can reach. Like I just did there. He can reach. I mean, if you're going to have something in his hand, whatever it is, if he's holding something, it's going to kind of depend on what he's holding. And then I got a couple of these little beads, and then I'm just going to push the little fabric in there. I'm going to put a bunch of hot glue in there and just push the little bead in there, not the fabric. Push the little bead in. I push it in far enough to where you can't see the little holes. Usually, I try to anyway. And then I just got these little flowers. I got these off of Amazon. And I'm just going to glue these little hands right down to the flower, to where he's holding the little flower. And then I grabbed another one and I cut the plastic piece off the back, and I'm going to glue that right down to his little hat. Now, I have some of these in my stash. These, I don't even remember where I got these from. I actually grabbed these off of a project from... I couldn't find the other ones, so I actually got these off of a different project. But anyway, I do have some in my stash. I just don't know where they're at. But I figured these would be perfect wings. I couldn't think of anything else to use for wings. So I grabbed these little... leaves, these little golden leaves, and I'm going to use these as his wings. And I'm just going to, I stick 2 of them in, and then I glue 2 of them to the back of the other 2. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. And then I kind of glue them back to the back of his hat. And there he is. He turned out so stinking cute. DIY number 4. So here we're starting off with a little pink gnome. This is one of the beards that I just recently got, you guys, and it is so friggin' vibrant. It's one of my one of the ones that I've been dying to use. I haven't done one that's this vibrant before, and I didn't know exactly what to do with him, but he turned out so cute. It's kind of getting to be starting to be summer crafting, so I figured we would kind of go that direction in this one. So I kind of flipped the hat around because I wanted the rim up there. So this one's just going to be a basic, simple gnome. We're not going to do any hands or anything on him, so it's kind of going to be the basic thing, so hopefully you're not getting too bored. But we're just going to place his nose down. But that beard is just so dang cute. I love it. And all of these guys have gnomes, you guys. Or no, names, I mean. Little Bumblebee was Buzz. I think we're gonna call him Sherman, because he kind of looks like Sherbert. So Sherman the Sherbert gnome, I think, was my husband's idea. Buzz the honeybee gnome. And then Soapy, the bath gnome. Chip was the one in the hat, or the teacup. This one I put a little bit of ladybugs on his hat. I thought maybe that would be cute. And then I got these little ice cream cones. They're actually made out of like rubber. I got them in a pack, but I thought it would be cute. It would match his little beard colors. But there he is. He's so cute. Gosh, I love that beard. DIY number 5. Okay, so anyway, I used to do masks when we had the pandemic going on. So I had a bunch of this fabric already cut up and everything that I used to use and make these masks out of and sell them. So I was wanting to use up some of this fabric that I had on hand. And I thought about maybe using that for this gnome. So I saw that I had some Butterfinger fabric in my stash. So I thought I would give it a try and maybe try making a Butterfinger gnome. So I tried just gluing the edges in here. I'm just playing around with it at this point. I'm trying to figure it out. I left the bottom open and I kind of just slipped it over the top of the gnome. And I'm just cutting the excess along the edges and just kind of playing around with it. This is one of the reasons why I just use socks, because it's a form-fitting and it just kind of works better. This isn't my favorite, but he turned out really cute, don't get me wrong. The hat's a little funky, but you know, he's just different, you know. It works out. And it's not like it's not cute. He turned out cute. It's just, you know. But anyway, I had this beard in there too, and I thought the blue and the black would fit really cute since his body was already yellow and his hat's yellow. I figured the blue would go perfect with the blue and the black writing for the Butterfingers. So we're going with it. So we're gonna glue down his little beard. I do kind of have his hat stuffed on there because I wanted to make sure it fit after I glued it all together. I do wish I would have glued it the inside out and then flipped it, because I didn't like the glued sides, and that's kind of where I think it would have looked a lot better, and that was my mistake. But I did leave the top open too a little bit, and we're just stuffing down, making it a little bit more form-fitting. Like I said, you could make it slouchy and make him have like a slouched hat, but we're gonna glue the top of it down, and yeah, this one turned out pretty dang tall. And this is kind of where I'm kind of gluing the edges and folding them in, because I didn't like those glued edges. If I would have thought about it, I would have done, like I said, the inside out method and then flipped it right side in instead. So like I said, the form kind of looked a little funky, but in the end it kind of does turn out cute. And here I'm just doing his little nose like I've been doing. But this is another way to get rid of some fabric that you've had on hand forever. I've had this probably since 2019, so I've had it in my stash for quite a while. Maybe 2020, it might be 2020. I started probably collecting it around 2019. because we had to wear them for our job. So I started making my own because I didn't like the regular surgical masks. I couldn't breathe in them. And at our job, we just had to cover our nose and our mouth. We didn't have to have it completely. So, anyway. So I left the bottom open, so it kind of was just a flap. And it worked out a lot better. I had these little chocolate bars in my stash that I got from a friend. So I just glued that right down. Like I said, he's pretty tall, but there you go, guys. Final reveal, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna kind of skim through these pretty quick. He needs a touch up on his feet too. But I hope you guys enjoy all these. Let me know down in the description. Oh my gosh, description box. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Tell me which one your favorite is. And if you like this kind of video, make sure you give me a like and subscribe. And tell me that you like it. And heck, why don't you guys give me a little emoji? Give me a little bumblebee down there if you can find it. Or a little ice cream cone. One or the other. Give me a little emoji. And I hope you guys enjoy. See you the next time. Bye.